About 2.5 months ago, I did a little video on how I transplanted some celery cuttings, I guess you could call them, into this aquaponic grow bed. Well, right now I'm going to show you a little time lapse of how well they grew.
You'll probably notice here that I started out here, it was kind of cold in the greenhouse, but as we got closer to April, it started warming up a little bit on average during the days, and the celery started growing a little bit faster.
Well, I hope you enjoyed watching the celery grow. Right now it's the 15th of April, I believe. And if you remember that first video I put out, I planted these in, or transplanted them, or whatever you want to call it, on the last day of January. So what has that been? January, February, March, 2.5 months, April. See, it's 2.5 months and it's grown to this. Now, this is plenty of celery for me and my wife to eat, and we like celery. And right now, let me just pull one of these out. You can see the size of the celery. It's small, and this is probably one of the smaller ones in there. But when they're this size, you don't get these in the grocery store like that. When they're this size, there's really no, there's no, what we call it, stringiness to it. And they're very, very tasty. And I heard somebody say that when you grow things in aquaponics or hydroponics, somehow things don't taste as good, and I have never experienced that, and I guess maybe it depends on how you grow it or something, but this is an aquaponic environment, and I've got a fish pond behind you there, and everything I grow in here, I've had, well, the celery here, of course, and then what is it, the cress, watercress. I've grown watercress in here before, and it works fine. It doesn't taste funny, but when you do it this way, what you can do is, like I said, you can pull it out here when it's, well, let's see if we can get this one before it gets too big. So you can pull it out before it's too big, and when you do that, you see you get these nice little celery stalks. You chop that up and put it in a salad or something, and oh, it's delicious.
You can also just let it grow and get something like this.
Let me see if I can get that back in there. Maybe I'll take that in the house. But let me show you this. So here they are. And we've already taken one out here. Now what I'm going to do is transplant another one in here. And like I said before, I've got celery all over the place. And let me show you. If you remember, I said there's a celery growing on the ground. Like one of them was right there. And there was another one growing somewhere else. Let me find that. Yeah, if you remember, I highlighted this one. I think it was kind of laying on the ground. And see, look how much that's grown. These things grow really, really good. And the greenhouse here has been very cold. It has been freezing in here sometimes. And then sometimes it gets rather warm. See, right now it's 80 degrees if you can see that thermometer needle. So, and it's cold outside. But anyway... Oh, here's another celery. Maybe I'll move that one over there. I gathered this from somewhere. I think I'll take this out of here. Right now, oh, that's in there tight. I think these are, let's see here. There, okay, I got it. It took a little bit of persuasion, but that's what I got. Now what I'll do is I'll put this back in the hole over here that we already harvested one out of. And I think, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is basically tear this one up a little bit, because as you can see, if I stuff that back in the hole, these things grow so fast that they'll jam up the hole, but I'll put that in later. But anyway, the idea I'm trying to show you here is that you can just rotate this, and you have a lot of celery, and there's 21, well, there's 21 holes in here, but I just pull one of these out a week, and I bet I can't keep up with this as far as us eating celery. Well, anyway, there it is. That's how the celery grew. And like I say, 2.5 months in an aquaponic environment in a little greenhouse out here. And I planted this in the end of January, and it was cold weather. Now we live in I think it's a climate 5 zone. It's northern Utah. And, you know, it freezes at the wintertime. It doesn't freeze like Alaska does or something like that, but it routinely gets down to 0 or a little bit below several days during the winter, and that's 0 Fahrenheit, of course. So, anyway, there it is. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later.